Hey everyone, Ben here again, and today, well, we have episode 1 of Road to King of Games. And so this episode basically is going to be the little introduction to the new series and the first peek at what is going to be inside the deck. So, quickly enough, this series is all about how someone who's coming back to the game or whatever can start being competitive again or playing at least locals and whatever with a very decent budget list. That's basically 3 soul burner decks and a few other things you guys will see. Usually, when I hear about older players coming back to the game, they play with a budget of about, what, $100 to come back in the game or something? Maybe a little more depending on how much they want to pay for their decks and whatever. But usually it's at least $100 for the first month to have your first deck, you know? So let's start off with 3 of these, which are about, in Canadian money, it's about $15 to $20 each. So I'll use the 15 because I got them at 15. If you're unlucky and you get them at 20, I'm really sorry. But in the States, I believe they're about $12 to $15 also, maybe more. But that's US money converted to Canadian. It's close to 20 anyways. So whatever. But we'll start off with 3 of those, and boom, here's a core that I made with the stuff that we opened in previous vids. So basically we have 3 of these, 3 of these, we have 3 of these, we have a couple of these just to have some bonus stuff in case of trouble, and we have our extra deck, which is a good start, honestly. There will be a lot of stuff missing, but it's a good start. We also have 3 gazelles, 3 spinnies, 2 fowls because it's easy to summon, jaguar, mole, foxy, wolvie, falco, 3 ashes, which is awesome at this budget build to get it as a common. We have 3 circles, 2 sanctuaries, probably could play only 1 if you want to. And we have Will of Salamangreat twice, 2 times the roar, and 2 times the rage. So this is the big core that was made out of 3 decks. So this is about a third of your budget, maybe a little more than a third of your budget. Maybe closer to 40% of your budget was spent on this. Even more. I guess, okay, 50% of your budget is that. But we also need a few other things. So converted to Canadian money, $100 US is about $130 or $140 Canadian. So that's how I based my budget. And we have the Power Code Link Structure deck. So this deck is very good in here. I was able to find one sealed. I would expect Walmarts in the States or whatever to still have some because this is old and wasn't as popular or whatever. But there are some very, very good cards for this deck in here. Like, for example, there is Lady Debug in that deck that searches a level 3 or lower Cybers. So you can search your Gazelle, use Debug to go into Bale Links, and then since you have Bale Links, you can search your field, and then you can easily just use Bale Links again, special summon Gazelle, blah blah blah, get your combos going. So that's a good card to have. So obviously you'll want to have 3, so 2 here and 1 from this deck. We also have Flame Buffalo. This is a pretty decent card that comes in this deck. So you'll want to have 1 or 2 of these because this is fun to play. If you play this and you go into Bale Links, pardon me, this is insane. You play Buffalo, use Buffalo to make Bale Links because you can. And then Bale Links effect and Buffalo effect both activate. Buffalo will have you discard a Cybers monster. Your whole deck is Cybers, except for your hand traps. And basically you draw 2 cards. But Bale Links searches for your field. So you can either put this one as Chain Link 1 or this one as Chain Link 1. It depends on what you want to do exactly. If you're afraid your opponent will ash you on your field spell, use this as Chain Link 1 and this as Chain Link 1 and this as second, because that way you'll protect it from ash and you will get your field spell. But if you already have your field spell in your hand, this can be used as bait as Chain Link 2, and you will get your 2 draws. If this gets negated, that you don't care, you already have your field spell, but if it doesn't get negated, you get your other field spell from your deck as well. So it's like a +1 nonetheless, or it's a bait. So 1 or 2 of these is good. 3, not too sure. You won't necessarily want to go into it more than once in your game. Anyways, we also have Effect Veiler. which comes in here. You can play 3 of those with your ashes. That gives you 6 cards that stops your opponent if you're going second. And, well, if you're going first, this deck doesn't have a lot of protection unless you play your spells and traps right. So it's good to have some hand traps, like 1 or 2 in your hand. Gives you a very good chance of having a good board on your next turn. Other than that, you can always just buy a few singles. Pardon me. You can always buy 1 transcode talker. It's very, very cheap. This helps you get your combos going a bit more. You can easily protect your stuff too with this, so it's always nice. You can also buy 2 Pankratops, which are less than $1 each. And these bad boys can summon themselves, pop some stuff. They're beat sticks. They're easy to play. No problems with this. Going second, going first, I'm not too sure. You want to have them in your hands. That's why you're playing 2. You could always just play 1. But, you know, this deck really wants to go second because it's got a lot of effects that bounce your opponent's stuff or pops it or gets rid of it some way or another. And you don't have as much protection as unbreakable boards do usually have. So really you want to go second. So this is a good option for that. You can always buy 2 Called by the Graves, maybe 3 also if you want to. You can replace the Pankratops with a 3rd Called by the Grave. These are also under $1 each. And you can always get Monster Reborn, which is nice, honestly. Your continuous spell is once per turn. So having Monster Reborn can allow you to go even further. And it's always nice to be able to revive your opponent's big monsters if you did get rid of them. That's always a very good way to finish them off. And you want to get some Salamangreat Sunlight Wolves, which are from Savage Strike. I was only able to find 1 in my whole collection after opening so many boxes, but I think that's because Felix has the other ones. But yeah, basically, this you want to have 3. That's a 3 of. You must have 3 of these. You need 3 of these. So yeah, let's open this quickly. This is old, so you don't really care about everything in there. But if you don't want to purchase 3 of these, you can always just buy the cards individually, you know? This is maybe $4 Canadian at this point because it's been rising pretty fast, maybe 5 even now. This is maybe $1 or $2. It wasn't that popular. Effect Veiler is maybe a couple bucks. But that's pretty much why I bought this instead. If you're coming back to the game, you will want more cards. You will want more options to make more than 1 deck, maybe 2. So, you know, this is 4, this is 2 or 3. So let's say this is 7, and this is like, it's $10 each. And for like $3 more Canadian, you can easily get so much more out of it, you know? You get a lot of cards you can use for other combos or for other decks. Or you can even use those other cards for trades. You can do a lot of things with this. Like, you can include this guy in here. You don't really want to, but might as well. You can get your cards like this. The other cards you don't really care about, although they might not be bad, like Skullmaster or whatever. It's not a bad card. You can get some Forbidden Chalices, some Scapegoats, which is also very nice if you ever do end up with some Link Spiders or some Link Karibos and some Boral cards. Having 1 Scapegoat in your deck cannot be a bad idea. You could play 1 for 1 if you want to play more level 1s in your deck. You got Terraforming, which is also a very good card. Trapple Nightmare is a very decent card to protect yourself, which this deck does not do a lot. You have Safe Zone, Call of the Haunted. You have Landfall Ringkiss, which is also a pretty decent card nonetheless. So I mean, this deck, for $3 more than buying the singles, you get so much more out of it. It's just totally worth it at this point. And, well, anyone who's coming back to the game will obviously need some sleeves and a deck box. So, sleeves and a deck box. In Canadian money, this is actually a bit expensive. Usually it's like $3.50, but whatever, I got them for $4. And the deck box is about $2 or $3 also. So like this is about $7 plus tax. And the taxes here in Quebec are awful, but whatever. And 3 of these decks, that's $39. So let's say $40. With this, that's a little less than $50. And you have 3 of these decks. And you have 3 of these. And you have all of these. So that's about $110, $120. Plus taxes, which are about 15% here in Quebec, which is ridiculous, let's be honest. But 15% makes you a little under $150, which is close to what you would have to pay in the US in USD, but you have fewer taxes in the US as well. So that's also a very good plus for you guys out there who are playing in the States. If you're playing in Canada, well, I mean, welcome to the club, guys. And if you're playing in Europe or wherever you guys are, whether it be Australia, whether it be Asia, I don't really know everyone that watches this channel, but I do know there are some people in South America, a lot of people in the States, and I think I had a few people from Europe in the past. I don't know if they still watch the channel. If they do, hello guys. Nice having you here. But yeah, so basically, this is a very easy to make, very fun to play, very budget, and you get a lot of extra stuff from these decks and from these decks as well. You have some Threatening Roars, you have some Gozens, you have some Magic Planters, you have so much more stuff that you can always make a second deck with, or you can trade, or you can go in the store for store credit and end up getting some of where's the card? You can go to store and get some store credit and exchange store credit for these instead of paying actual money, you know? Like, you buy 3 of these, and you buy 3 of these, trade your Gozens, trade your Scapegoats or whatever, you can easily get access to at least all of these free of charge, and then all you have to pay is 1 of these and 3 of these, which isn't that bad. It's less than $10. So, I mean, honestly, very easy to make, very fun to play, but you guys aren't really obligated to play it that way, obviously. This is just a little suggestion. This is the first episode of Road to King of Games, so we have a very, very playable deck base already. All we need now is to try it out, see its weaknesses, maybe get some better cards in your extra deck, like some Boral cards, and maybe get some of the next releases in here in the main deck as well. But yeah, very good start, honestly. This series has for goal to be able to play in tournaments, very capable, pardon me, very capable decks in tournaments, and as well being able of topping at least locals. And I do believe this has a very good chance of doing that. So I'll just pause the video, put the sleeves on, recap the deck, and then I'll announce the giveaway content, because the giveaway started last video, and this is the second video of this series, and after 2 more weeks, I believe, this giveaway will end, so you guys better enter quickly. I'll see you guys right after the break. So, once you're done sleeving your deck, obviously, here we go. We have 3 Gazelles, 3 Spinnies, 2 Fowls, 1 Foxy, 1 Jaguar, 1 Falco, 1 Wolvie because you want to recycle sometimes, Mole because you also want to recycle sometimes, Debug 3 times, Buffalo twice, Ash 3 times to protect yourself, Valor 3 times to protect yourself, Pankratops because boom. This is also very good against Cyber Dragons because you can use other cards to bait out their Infinity, which will lower it to 2,500, and once it's at 25, you special summon this, boom, attack, pop something else, do whatever you want. You're free to do it. So it's very fun. We have 3 Circles because searching and protecting, Sanctuary because you need it, Salamangreat, the will of Salamangreat. Yeah, you have 2 of these, 2 Called, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Roars, and 2 Rages. Not too many traps, but still very good. And that's a 40-card deck. You also have this extra deck, but honestly, you have 2 more of these. I just can't find them, which is very maddening, honestly. But you have about 15, maybe fewer. 6, 9, 12. That's 15, but honestly, 2 more of these. Take 1 of these out, and 1 of these out. And you got 15 cards right here. That's very easy to do. And you have 20 extra sleeves because they come in a pack of 60. So you can easily put all these in there. Or you could buy some other sleeves if you want to put your extra deck in a different color and use these for your side deck, which is something that you will have to work on before going to bigger events. But I mean, it's a very good start to have all of this, and a deck box, obviously, for under $150 Canadian. That's a very, very good playable deck. And let's go into the giveaway now. So in the previous vid, I announced that the giveaway prize was this and probably some other cards. Well, the other cards have been decided upon, and we have a Salamangreat core. So I bought 2 more bonus decks other than these 3, and I made a core of Salamangreat cards for the prize of this giveaway. At the moment, we have 2 more weeks before the giveaway ends, but I might as well make it longer. I'm not too sure. This is a very big prize, honestly. You have a great promo, which is not something everyone has access to. It's not that great, but it's an awesome one nonetheless. And we have a pretty decent core made of 2 decks, so all you need is maybe a 3rd Gazelle, a 3rd Spinny. You might want to get some a 3rd Circle, obviously. But pretty much all the rest you have. You might want to have some Sunlight Wolves. You might want to get 1 more of these, 1 more of these if you want to. But I mean, if you buy a 3rd deck, or if you buy 1 deck and you win this, you have almost access to everything I have in here for about $40 less. That's a very good deal, honestly, guys. So I hope you guys will enter the giveaway, and best of luck to all of you who do. And if you don't, well, it's not that bad. Better luck next time, I guess. So yeah, please do have consent for shipping. In the past, one of the winners couldn't get their prize because their folks wouldn't let them, give information for shipping. So please do get consent if you want to enter the contest. It's a giveaway, so it's free of charge. You get free cards, and you don't have to pay anything. Just give me an address when you win, but that will stay private as well. Don't worry about anything. So before we end the video, let's open a Crossed Souls pack so the challenge can move on forward. We're still looking for the ghost rare version of our boy on top of the pack. Can we get it? Can we get it? And we have Sheep. We've been sheeped, but at least it's a foil, so we'll take it. We have Frightfur Sheep First Edition Super Rare. Beautiful foil, which used to be a very powerful card, but it got reprinted very, very often. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It's been a pleasure, and Panem out. See you next time for the next episode of Road to King of Games.